And we chat to him now from our Sea Point studios. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you so much for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the viewers.
A reoccurring tragedy. What's being done right now to alleviate what's become very much of a perennial problem?
Okay, yes, and we would like to send our condolences to the family concerned and all other families who get affected by these fires. Look, I mean, as the National Department of Human Settlements, there is a program, emergency housing assistance program, that is available for all provinces and municipalities, wherein municipalities can tap into the funds that have been set aside for this. And the aim really is to make sure that there is temporary relief that gets provided to victims of fires, floods, and all other emergencies. So we would expect that at this particular time, you know, the province working together with the municipality, they have made application to access those funds, which are controlled by the province never in any case, so that those families can be provided with a temporary relief that is needed on an urgent basis.
All right, 7,518 shacks have burned down in fires in Gauteng province alone in the last 3 years. 2,246 of these were in Johannesburg alone. Is it not time, sir, that we start to implement plans to reorder our informal settlements with better spacing, proper fire breaks, etc., to prevent such tragedies? Is it something your department will consider at this point?
Yes, I mean, we do have programs within the department, one of them being the upgrading of informal settlements program, wherein so far over 2,000 informal settlements have been upgraded, again looking at the issues that you've touched on and making sure that those areas become livable, that there is acceptable distances between the shacks that are there. And the aim really is to make sure that the informal settlements themselves get eradicated, and we do allow people, you know, provide them with funds, with service sites, to make sure that in the long run they are able to build their own houses in these areas. And in some instances you do get, you know, those shacks being replaced by proper housing. But it all depends, again, in terms of whether those areas are livable. And in some instances people are being asked, you know, to move to proper areas wherein such structures can be built. So the department has a strategy in place to make sure that all these other issues pertaining to informal settlements are addressed. But as you might know, you know, the challenge is greater. There is informal settlements mushrooming all over the country because of economic pressures that people encounter in the areas where they come from, and they come to cities thinking that the cities provide answers, you know, for all their economic problems. But there is a coordinated approach as government to make sure that the issue of informal settlements upgrading is right there, you know, on the top agenda of the department and of government as a whole.
Mr. Xulu, there is a perception out there that those in the corridors of power respond with more speed, more zeal almost, to a small fire in and around an affluent area. For example, Sandhurst in Johannesburg, much more than destructive fires in our poorer shack settlements. How do you respond, sir?
Look, I mean, it shouldn't be the case. I mean, human tragedy is human tragedy, irrespective of where it occurs. And we would expect that, I mean, every government official, whether from a municipality to province or national, responds in the same way that they would respond, you know, if it was their families who were affected. I mean, that's the spirit of Batupile, and that is the spirit and culture that needs to be inculcated in all public servants in the country. And that really, you know, it's about attitudes, it's about a mind shift. And it should not be acceptable that you only respond, you know, positively when certain kind of people are affected. People are people, and I mean, everyone is equal before the law, and everyone is equal before the Constitution, so everyone deserves the same kind of service. It should not really depend on who you are to be able to access the quality service that is being promised by government, and the quality service really that you deserve as a South African citizen. So, I mean, those are the kind of things that would have to be looked at, and our leaders and everyone involved, you know, make sure that, you know, people respond positively and in the same manner to everyone who's facing such kind of challenges.
Mr. Xolani Xulu, the National Spokesperson for Human Settlements, talking to us from our Sea Point studios in Cape Town. Thank you so much for your time on the SABC News Desk.